Day 27 of hiking the Appalachian Trail in 100 days. Fairly good start to the day, I'd say, all things considered. Slept in a little bit this morning. I went to bed a little bit later than last night than normal, but I think I got a little bit more sleep than normal, which was great. And packed up my stuff, hung out at McDonald's for a little bit, and got some food there. And there was two other people who tented at the VFW last night. I talked to them a little bit this morning. They're Nobos. They said they got into town around like noon yesterday, but they didn't set up their tents until the evening. So I didn't really see them last night. I saw their tents when I got back to my tent, but I didn't talk to them at all last night. And I was at the post office at like 8:20, ready to go. Got in there right at 8:30 when they opened, and got my package and food, and started heading out to the trailhead, trying to hitchhike. It took me till almost about 9 o'clock to get someone to pick me up, but I really wasn't hiking super long. I was probably on the road less than a mile, a little bit less than a mile, and part of that was like a side street, so my chances were pretty low there. So got started hiking on the trail right about 9:15, which like I said, isn't too bad, all things considered, and been moving fairly well so far today. But I do have a mountain a little bit later. I think it's Stratton Mountain, which is just below 4,000 feet. So I think it'll be over 1,500 feet of climbing that I'll have to do to get to the top of that. So that could slow me down. Not really sure how steep it is or what the terrain looks like, so maybe it's pretty easy. I'm not sure, but we'll just have to see when we get there. But just trying to push hard today, and I think at this point the goal is to make it to the campsite by 7 p.m., which is obviously later than ideal, but I got a much later start than ideal, and I think that's possible, but will definitely be difficult. So gonna keep pushing, and we'll update you guys later. Absolutely incredible day so far today. I'm feeling super optimistic after the first few hours of hiking. The first 3 hours today, I did 9.1 miles, which is shocking to me. I've definitely been pushing and trying to go fast, but definitely to sustain that pace so far for that long is quicker than I've gone before, for sure, the entire trip. And I just talked to some people that basically said they're Nobo, that said like Massachusetts and New York are like even easier than this stuff. So I don't know. And I'm almost at 11 miles for today, and I just passed the 550 mile mark, which means that I am officially over 25% of the way done in terms of miles. Obviously today is day 27, so a little bit behind in terms of where I am by the days, but with my plan to get to Dalton basically Wednesday afternoon, I'll catch up a day there, and then I should be able to catch up another day without too much issue over the next like week after that, probably. So doing pretty well. I have Oh, also today is July 1st, so that's kind of exciting. First day of July on the trail. And there's a little mountain here that I'm gonna start going up soon. I mean, it's close to 4,000 feet, but from here it's about 1,500 feet of climbing, and I have over 2 miles to do that climb, so it shouldn't be too bad at all, I think. So, like I said, feeling optimistic, and still gonna be a bit of a later day than I like today, but not the end of the world at all. At the top of Stratton Mountain here, and there's a little observation tower, lookout tower, whatever. I normally don't really come up these, but figured I might as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can't really see it. Oh, there you go. I think that's the ski resort, probably Bromley, that we were on top of yesterday and then came down. So that's pretty neat. I think that's probably about 15 miles away at this point. But doing pretty well today. It's definitely slowed down some coming up the mountain, but that's expected. Not the end of the world. Hopefully we can be fairly quick going down and get on with the rest of the day. It is 6 o'clock in the evening, which is later than I hike most days, but I only have about 3/4 of a mile left to the shelter and campsite that I'm going to stay at tonight. And it's later than normal, but I also started a lot later than normal, and I did more miles really than an average day on the AT, at least. So fairly pleased with my pace today. I've averaged very close to 3 miles per hour throughout the day, so honestly very surprised with that. And it hasn't been like absolutely smooth and flat. There's been some climbing and some ups and downs for sure, and plenty of rocks and roots to navigate. So not like this has been the absolute easiest day in terms of terrain and stuff like that I'm going to experience on the trail. But tomorrow, planning to do 33 miles, and the plan is to tent in this lady's yard in northern Massachusetts. There's comments on Far Out about it, and I texted her today and she was like, yeah, that's totally fine. So a lot of nice people out there. So that's the plan, and we'll maybe get another little update before I go to bed.